All right, Aaron Parker, Parker Safes and Vaults. If you've made it to this video, you're probably having problems with your lock or you don't know how they work or something like that. So without a lot of fanfare, let's just get right to it so we can get you in your safe. All right, so this combination is 46, 11, 66. All right, three numbers, right? So the first thing we're gonna do, it doesn't matter where your dial sits, just start turning to the left, which is counterclockwise. So I'm gonna go more than 4 times. I've got to do all this to kind of reset everything and get it all spinning right so it's ready to unlock. So I'm going to the left. I know I've gone more than 4 times. I'm gonna come around to our first number, which is 46. I wanna stop right on it. I really can't go back to it, okay? So if you pass it up, just start all over. All right, so we went left 4 or 5 times. We stopped at our first number. Now we're gonna go to the right. And I want to watch for our second number, which is 11. I want to see it 3 times. So there it is once. I'm looking for it 3 times. There it is. 2. And third time, 3. All right, stop right on it. Now we're going to go back to the left. And I want to watch our last number, which is 66. I want to just see it twice. So there it is once. And here it comes twice. Stopped right on it. Good. All right, now I'm still not in, right? And this is what can mess people up sometimes. We've dialed in the combo, but it still doesn't open, right? Well, there's one more step yet, okay? So there's 4 steps. There's 3 numbers, but 4 steps. So the last step is just to turn the dial to the right, and we'll meet a little resistance around 0, or we should, and then we're gonna continue to turn. It gets a little bit harder, but it'll physically stop right there around 86 or 88 or somewhere in there. And that has raised up the locking bolt up out of the way of the bolt works. And now we're free and clear, we're open, all right? But that little step right there, step 4, sometimes people forget because there's 3 numbers, but technically there's 4 steps. You've dialed in the combo and that gets it ready to unlock, but you still have to unlock it mechanically. Okay, so I hope that helped. Right now, I'm just going to mention a couple other little things that may help you in the future. One is, if you're turning to the right, just turn to the right, right? If you're turning to the left, whatever, just turn to the left. So you've got to watch as you re-grip. In other words, if I'm going to the left, I want to make sure that I'm only going to the left. And if I'm going to the right, when I re-grip, I don't go back the other way or anything like that. Because if you go back the other way, that'll register whatever number you stopped at and went the opposite direction. All right. The next thing is, if you're still having problems and if you're like, hey, I've done everything right, I know I'm doing this right, it's just not working. What we can do is, say you've made it to your last number, which in this, our number was 66. Remember when we got to 66, we started turning to the right, and then we got to 0, and then we got to that little, point of resistance, and then it stopped. So if you can remember that on your last step, as you're coming across here, when you get to about 10 or so, start oscillating your fingers, right? Like you're real nervous or something. And you're just gonna kind of do like this. Now I'm still turning to the right, but as I'm doing it, I'm just, I'm going through these and I'm turning to the right, but I'm real jittery, all right? And what that'll do sometimes, if it's a number or 2 off, like say it's, for whatever reason, it shifted into, there's just little gears in there. And occasionally, especially if kids are around, they're spinning them real fast, they go back the other direction. Sometimes it'll kind of strip those gears. It usually doesn't hurt anything, but our numbers change. So if our numbers change, our combo changed, we got to do it right or find those new numbers. So a way you can kind of do that if it's only a number or 2 off is by oscillating this dial, and it'll create a little bit of slop in there, so to speak, and allow that lever arm to drop in. You should feel it pick up if it happens right around 0, and then it'll get harder to turn, and then stop just like normal, right there past, past 90 or however you want to look at that, 87 or 88, and then you'd be in, all right? So, and if that happens, if you can find out which number, it did that with, or whatever, once that works, you can probably figure out that it's going to be, up to 2, maybe sometimes 3, but up to 2 numbers off. So, then you can just go through your numbers. Like you can go try, 44, 11, 66. And if that didn't work, then we'll try 48, 11, 66. And then 46, 13, 66, and so on, and go up to and down to all the way through your combination until you find that new number. And if you find the new number, that's probably just your new number. Just let it be, and it should work forever, unless somebody spins it and messes it up again. But generally they work every time, very reliable, but that's just that little oscillating trick sometimes really helps. And then if you want, you can always reset your combo back to the original if it bugs you, but I would just say, hey, my number's now 13 instead of 11 or whatever. So, hey, I hope that helps, and if it does, please share and give us a like there. I appreciate it.